technical difficulties.
Now everything is fine. We're live. Sorry.
That's okay. It happens. Hold on one second to just make sure. So is it a different link?
Yes, I'll send it.
Yeah, please. Okay.
Start?
All right. Yeah. While you're sending that out, let me go ahead and start. Okay. Howdy, folks. Welcome to Freeton's weekly meetup number 22. Thank you all for coming. As always, we'll do presentations first and then move to Q&A afterward. We have quite a bit to cover today, so I'm not going to bore you with the intro. Let's just get started. So right out of the gate, big, huge monster news, okay? It is official. 365 new validators passed KYV, okay? So let that sink in for a minute. In other words, we're not going to have 300 validators. We're going to have 365, and they're all confirmed. Not onboarded just yet, but confirmed. So I think everyone pretty much understands the impact that this is going to have. Of the 400 or so validators that got through the Magister Ludi game, we now have 365 that officially made the cut. So want to send out a big thank you to the third-party service provider for their amazing work. It's a company called GMG out of Switzerland. They will be making a proposal probably today for compensation for their work in tokens. So keep that in mind. Let's support that proposal and let's get them paid for their hard work. Right. So now the onboarding process begins. This takes a little bit of time. Can't happen too fast. What's going to happen is we're going to start onboarding validators in batches. Without naming any specific dates or timeframes, we should have it all done by the end of October, right? That's the goal at any rate. So, and after that, it means we're going to have one hell of a network. So major achievement, major hooray, yay. Everyone worked really hard. Thank you. Okay. Oh, right. And all of the statistics are going to be published on the forum in the Ludi game discussion thread. So you can look out for those. Okay. Right. Next, we have a couple of sub-governance updates. So first, I'm extremely happy to welcome the SMM, Social Media Marketing Sub-Governance Group, to the network. They're really amped. They have a very solid roadmap, stellar team. Join them if you're an SMM guru and can help in any way. And they're very well positioned to take on Freeton social media exposure. And once we get a public relations sub-governance going, which I think is going to happen very, very soon. There are several people hard at work on that right now. Between the two of them, we should be making a lot of noise. So anyway, regarding SMM, I believe Katya is here with us today from SMM.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, thank you.
Maybe say a few words.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So unfortunately, I won't be able to turn the video on because I have very weak internet connection. But still, hello everyone. My name is Ekaterina, and I work as a copywriter with Alexander, who unfortunately can't come today, and Arseny, who's here. And we're happy to launch SMM sub-governance since it can help to elaborate on all aspects of the project. We've also created a blog, and results we aim at are is to make a project more visible, more noticeable on the internet through SEO optimization. We also want to make inner contests connected to the content of the blog, and by this means to fill it. And we want to make interaction with social media more efficient. And we're planning to hold an online conference on SMM subgovernance pretty soon, but the date is to be discussed. So, and what we did yesterday is that the main result is that now you can log in through Telegram. We've also added a rating system for authors. So we keep filling the blog with content, and we're still forming the structure for the authors, and we're making interface better, and we're trying to make it all better. So the rest is a surprise of our team, and that's all we wanted to announce today. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ekaterina. Thank you very much. That's great. Awesome. Great stuff. Definitely looking forward to that. There should also be a developer experience subgovernance coming out, hopefully this week. No pressure, but I think they're just polishing up their final proposal. They're already, about 60 members strong, if I'm not mistaken. So also a fantastic group. So watch out for that. Okay, now I'm going to go a little bit out of order from the topic outline on today's call. We need to hear the Governance 2.0 progress report, and then also an update on what happened to the network over the weekend. I think, starting Friday, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll hand things over to Mitya for the time being.
Hi all. I'm continuing to be without the camera, but that will hopefully change next week. For the governance 2.0, I'm not the right person maybe, but there is a proposal on the forum, which is proposal for subgovernance for governance 2.0, and you can all read it on the forum, get the comments, and hopefully this week it will be resolved, because we really want to move forward with our proposed roadmap, which is described in the proposal. So that has been posted by Nikita, who is organizing that administratively, all the work around this subgovernance now. That's I think that's it. I mean, you continue, and we're welcome everyone to continually test the Governance 2.0 platform. As you know, there is a group in Telegram, and hopefully there will be a link down this video, something again, so you can join and try test it, and do stuff. Of course, that brings me slowly to the topic of the DevNet and what happened to it after it was after the contest finished. We wanted to continue to test the pools, and we run some things which I currently don't want to describe too much. There were some other contracts that were supposed to test the pools, and probably because of the combination of factors, one of which was the low number of validators. By that time, it was like, I don't know, 19, something like that. We have created some we didn't want to do that. It wasn't in intent, but we have created some problems on the network. And these are all interesting stuff. But that caused, network to basically behave strangely and not stable. I mean, it works still, but there are some delays and block collation and some stuff that obviously, if we wanted to fix that on the network, of course we would do that if it would be like something related to mainnet or something like that. But that was interesting as itself as a test case. And what we have decided to do is, in order to not block the others who are testing on the network, and there are a lot of teams who are using the network now for testing, we have decided that we will, replace the network with a new one, which is supposed to happen today sometimes. And the old DevNet we replace the validators by ours validators, so we will just switch it, and the old DevNet will be then researched further, and by the node team in Ton Labs, and obviously once it's all like done, because it's an interesting case and we want to research it further. So that's really what's happened. So basically today the network will be, it's already started, it's already new, but there are some additional things we're adding there, like the front end and servers and stuff like that. So monitoring around that, and once it's all ready, it will be rolled to the net Ton dev interface of Ton Live, and you can, and then the configs will change, and you all will be able to use it again for your testing, whatever you do. And we're welcoming validators there, so we will give a stake to anyone who wants to validate the DevNet. So yeah, so you're very welcome to join. I think that's more or less it. I mean, I can also tell that we are this week I will draft the the process of loading validators to the network, new validators, because it relates to the depools, and it relates to the depools formal verification, as you all know. So there will be a stage process, as Ron said. The depools will be deployed sometimes in beginning of October, but they will be also deployed only for 1 month. So we want to get it, really stages. So if for any reason we discover something, then we will be able to kind of replace the contract. As you know, that this is quite dangerous stuff, because the depool contracts, they don't have any controlling keys. Once they're out, and nobody can do anything with that. So which is to ensure decentralization, obviously, not like what happens on DeFi and Ethereum. And we don't want any lost or locked funds in it. Therefore, the first iteration of the contract will be just for 1 month, and then it will be automatically replaced with the new ones by beginning of November, by the time that everyone will be basically back in the network. So it's not that simple. So I will describe that and then post it on the forum. The whole procedure will be kind of transparent. I think that's it from me.
Okay, thank you, Mitya. Okay, let's just switch gears a little bit. Now we're going to go back to contest stuff, right? Okay. So we talked about multiple submissions for any one contest. I don't know how many times now, but it keeps coming up again and again and again. So let's try again. Look, before I let the panel talk about this, my personal opinion hasn't changed one bit. I think anyone should be able to submit to a contest as many times as they want, except for maybe one minor but very important factor, which is that every submission has to be absolutely unique. This is just my opinion. I guess I'm just saying that making any rules that stop someone from submitting more than once seem very centralized to me. Instead, whoever is drafting the proposal just needs to keep that in mind and say, all right, look, in this contest, the requirements are 1 submission per contestant. That's it. That solves the problem. If not, too bad. The jury just has to take the time. They're subjective and their conclusions are subjective. And even if it means that they have to do a little bit more work, that's what they have to do. So there's no regulating this. Anyway, that's just what I think, but I know some people have a different opinion. So let's hear what everybody else has to say, and let's maybe try to put this to bed. Who has
the whole idea trying to avoid multiple submissions from one person, it doesn't make any sense because there's no way to enforce it. I mean, if a person if the person is stupid enough to use the same wallet, then yeah, probably you can find that there are for one person. But if somebody takes 2 different wallets, so then the only criteria is that submissions are identical or too close to say that they are one submission. So I don't think even why we should spend so much time on discussing it. If somebody has enough resources to create 10 submissions, different submissions, well, that's fine. Because otherwise,
I totally agree. Totally agree with that. I mean, if someone is writing like one writer will write like 1 novel and another at the same time 10, and all of that is just great novels. Why should we just discard it? Say no, you're not going to publish it here. Go to another publisher.
But their problem that that some jurors can think that it's a multi-type submission. It's possible. Human factor. It's possible. But
yeah, I know Vlad had something to say. So let's go ahead. Give your point of view on this. Thank
you, Ron. It was actually me who initiated this discussion.
I didn't want to say it.
No, I don't hide this, and I will just try to ground some of my ideas why I initiated it. That is because generally judges should just assess the works in accordance with the contest proposal. And now the contests are written like this, that it gives a lot of ground for personal opinion of any judge. Yeah, so one judge can say, okay, I don't accept more than 1 work in this contest. Another one can say, no, any quantity of works is acceptable. And the only idea I want to say is that those who are proposing, please just specify in the contest if multiple submissions are acceptable. That's it.
You cannot, Vlad, you cannot really restrict it. That's what Pasha said, and that's my point is you cannot really restrict this. So why to make it part of the proposal?
Why not?
Something because it cannot be enforced. That's why.
Why not? Why not?
Because it can't.
In fact, if one the same person,
but then you need something like KYC.
No KYC. If the same person publishes several works using the same wallet address, using the same name,
and if he will, so next time he will publish with 10 other wallets. What's the point?
I do not motivate people just creating fake accounts. Don't take me wrong. I'm just saying that if we want to get some diversity in the works and not to concentrate all the rewards in one hand.
We won't, Vlad. We won't, because usually the contests are quite. Sorry, Pash. Usually the contests are quite.
I'm sorry. Let me finish this discussion. I just will say.
Ivan, we can hear you.
Yeah. I just will say that this is totally pointless discussion because we don't have concept of ID.
Yes, that exactly. We cannot enforce it, and therefore it should not be enforced. and it won't create any diversity problems because the contests are quite hard to do most of the time. And if they are not, then they should be redone. They should not pass. Like that's
I think Vlad's point, and I'm going to empathize with him, is that it's also really hard to judge some of these.
You don't judge that. Just judge the work on the merit of the work. That's all.
Right.
If the work are repetitive, then discard some of the latest one which are repetitive. That's your job. But if there are absolutely original, 5 original works, just judge it per merit of the work itself. And if there is one Dickens among us who can write 5, or some genius programmer who can write, like in the time you write one program, he will write 5 brilliant programs, we should reward him, not discard.
Who is the Dickens among us? Anybody else?
There is no contradiction with what you're saying. Actually,
I will personally make your judging process a hell if you will create a contest which restricts multiple submissions, just because this is the way I am.
All right.
That's a personal point of view.
Ivan has started the role of troll now.
Like you know that we can, if seriously, we can leave this discussion for governance 2.0, because there will be like a multi-ballot for judging, and also there will be maybe for something for contenders, to have a track record, to have an ID. For judge to be able to see the previous submissions of the contender, and take into account his track record. I think that's important.
Ivan today is I have some very special skills. I will hunt you down. I will find you.
A very special voice in the microphone, very close to it.
Yes. He's Liam Neeson today. I will hunt you down. I will find you.
Just too lazy to move out from the open space.
Gotcha. All right. Is that so? I think that should be it for that discussion, right? So from now on, just whenever this comes up in the jury chat, in all the other chats, let's just
let's just stick to the point that we are judging on the merit of the submission, period.
Yep, completely agree. All righty, let's move on to happier times. Okay, I think Alexander Filatov wanted to say a few words about partnership proposals, and at least in terms of what the good approach should be to how to best do it. So, Alex, if you want to comment.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Not that I want to spend a lot of time on this. It's just that partnership proposals are coming up. There were 2 that were already voted upon. One is a partnership with Nebius, which is topping up mobile phones in 120 countries, which I think is a great start. Another one is with the gaming platform World of Dogs, which recently held AMA, just to answer all the multiple questions. I know there are a few more coming up. There is a Korean sub-governance community, which is coming up with the cloud gaming company partnership proposal, playkey.net, which is on the forum and being discussed currently. So looking forward to more of those. So I just wanted to conceptualize for a couple of minutes on what kind of partnerships are, in my personal point of view, are needed for the platform's benefits, as well as to talk a little bit about the process. So I think there are, kind of broadly speaking, there are 3 kind of partnerships that the community is looking for. And again, everybody's invited to the discussion. One is some sort of important addition to the infrastructure, be it for users or be it for developers. So that's kind of first category. The second one is basically the ones that were just accepted, is making stuff to do for users on freeton.org infrastructure. All sorts of, gaming, fintech, or any other applications. So think of it like the stuff that exists in App Store, like how could we start migrating that way so that the users in the community and in the front-end applications have some stuff to do and enrich the ecosystem as well. And then last but not least, platforms with users. So again, applications, so platforms, social networks, telcos, anything that has user base that can be engaged into our ecosystem. So those, in my point of view, are three categories. In terms of approach, and again, I don't want to go into too many details. Those who are interested can take a look at the examples that already passed or the ones that are coming up. For example, playkey.net, I think, is a very well-structured and thought-through proposal. But typically, there would be tokens intended for the partner to cover his integration costs, if any, as well as incentivize a move to the platform if that incentive is needed. In many cases, it's just a natural kind of organic logic for the partner. And then the more important one is there would be tokens against certain deliverables, let's say most specifically users that would come to the platform. And then that should be measurable and that should be against the real deliverables. There could be some other twists to that, to those two broad categories, because I think also partnership needs to add value to the partner and its users. So instead of, for example, a typical airdrop, which I think is suboptimal, tokens would be used to within some sort of loyalty or gamification program. This way, adding value to the partner as well as to its users again. On the process, I guess everybody who is engaged is familiar. There is a partnership proposal format that is being used that should be put on the forum, obviously aligned with the partner. And community would comment on that, comment on the merits of the proposal, and then some modifications would be done if needed, and put up for voting. And there is a process for that. And again, partnerships can come to the forum or to different sub-governances. As I mentioned, for example, there is a Korean one, which I think is going to be an active one. We're looking forward to the African one, which is coming from John shortly, as we all know. There is DeFi sub-governance being formed, etc., etc. So they could come, from different angles. It doesn't really matter. And then last but not least, there is business development sub-government chat in Telegram, which is shaping up. It's not yet formalized as a sub-governance. I think there is a little bit more critical mass that is needed in the chat. And I would encourage all active community members, instead of criticizing, which is actually is needed as well to criticize, but also if you do have a partnership proposal, come to this BizDev chat and be an active contributor, or just post to the forum. So that's kind of a short heads up on the partnerships from me, and happy to cover any questions on this later on, if any.
Thanks, Alex. I think John from the African sub-governance is here right now. Like him and I spoke actually last night, right? I think my suggestion was that the group needs to grow and needs to really sort of bear down and think about the first steps. I think there were some questions about the a lot of forward-looking things, and that we just need to polish it so that it's executable right now. John, if maybe you want to say something, I don't know. Is John here? I thought he was here. He may have left.
My take is that it's a difficult one, so it does take time.
It is. It's not. And I think, and just to add, Alex, I think I don't necessarily know that we need to create a template for most of these proposals, because different things work differently. I agree with the idea that in terms of KPIs, that's very important. So it's not just here, have some tokens and go out and see what you can do with it. That can't work. There has to be something for the community to grasp and say, okay, integration, that's one thing. If you have to integrate, that's going to cost, that has to be subsidized somehow. But when it comes to forming a sub-governance, it has to move from the phase of where it's just a chat group with lots of different people from a particular community or demographic to something that's actually functioning, where there are something is being proposed, something is being specifically discussed, consensus is being reached, and people are saying, look, we want to do this. We have this ready. We want to do it. All we need to do is just launch this sub-governance, and here we go, and we can provide the benchmarks for what has to happen.
Ron, yes, I more meant the partnership proposals like the ones that we have from gaming companies, telcos, neighborhoods. The sub-governance, I agree, it's a different animal in every single case. I was more talking about the partnerships with users, value add, or some sort of infrastructure. But yeah, on the sub-governance, I agree, it's unique. And the African one is the tough one to crack. Many countries, many languages, like how do you make sure it works and does not become generic? But we discussed it last time. I know, John, if you have anything to add this time.
Yeah, yesterday I got to discuss with Ron on some issues, and I think I agree with him that there's a beginning. There's the groundwork that we need to do first. But as we put the bigger picture on board, we need to plan how to start. Basically, some things have been happening on the background that have not been highlighted. That is my interaction with the community. And I think that is what I need to bring on board and be able to actually share with the other members so that they can see how the group is coming up. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, John. Yeah. Look forward to seeing that. Absolutely. Great. Okay, I guess, fellow Freetonians, yes, that's about it. We can move to, oh, wait, no, one announcement. On Thursday, same time as this stream, 12 p.m. UTC, 2 p.m. Central European, 3 p.m. Moscow time, there's going to be a live stream presentation about ZK snarks, zero knowledge proofs by the NIL Foundation. So check out the Freeton YouTube channel and join that stream as well. Wanted to mention that. Okay, I think at this point we can go ahead and move on to the question portion of our call. Let's start with the participants here. Who has something to say? Who has a question?
I have. Can I?
Also.
Yeah, go for it.
My name is Paulina. I'm from Canada, Toronto, and I'm a marketing specialist. And I have one question about the way, if you have any strategy for developing your project, for promoting your project in Canada. And I also want to say that I have a team of those guys who are ready to work, who are just like this. And please answer my question.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's awesome, by the way. So there are several things you can do. First of all, there's a, I want to toss a few links to you. So first of all, we have an ambassadors sub-governance group that would be perfect for you. All right, so I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to toss it right in the chat here. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is the one I just mentioned that we just launched, which is the SMM group. So let me toss that as well. Here we go. Yes, please, please. And mind you, it's not necessarily Canada specific, but ambassadors where that is. So those are basically global leaderships by demographics. So, and then we have a Canada group. Actually, I don't know if you're a part of it or not, but there is a, if you go to the main site, freeton.org, there's a list of all of the different groups. And I believe we actually have, yep, Freeton Canada, there it is. Let me give you that.
Yeah, Ron, please not forget about PR.
I'm not forgetting. I'm not forgetting. I saved the best for last. But so there's also, Paulina, there's a new sub-governance that's going to be launched very, very soon. I can't say how fast, because usually what I do is I shoot myself in the foot and put my own foot in my mouth by saying, oh, it'll be done by Friday. And then it's done by like 2 Fridays after. But we have a very strong team that's putting together a public relations sub-governance group. And hopefully, as a matter of fact, you can ping me direct, just at Ron Millo in Telegram. And I will make absolutely certain to let you know as soon as that group is up and running. And well, actually, you know what? Why not even go there now, right? Let's do that. Let's do that. Give me a sec. Yeah, there it is. Hang on 1 second for me. I don't have the ability to add. Do this for me. Here's my Telegram ID. Okay, I'm just going to put it right in here. Just ping me in Telegram, and I'll make sure to add you to the group, because they can certainly use any help and any talent. Okay. So yeah, so there are several things that you can do. So yeah, that's great. Look, come on in and do your thing.
Okay, I will be very happy to contact you and to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. I love news like that. Okay, who else has a question or a comment?
I have a question for Mitya. When at the end of June we have some issues with DevNet as well, and as I remember, it was something with the mainnet maybe. Mitya told us that he will go in to explain what happened in some documents and put it in the forum or in some public place. I just missed the link. Could Mitya share the link for these documents with us, please?
I think Mitya didn't sleep from that time, so we didn't really upload anything yet in terms of like what these things. We will definitely, once the kind of this crazy thing is finished, we will definitely do that. It's all written down. We have everything, so we will definitely share that. As I said, there is also some things which has happened during that time, and I'm relating to some scammy projects that went out, and I really don't want to give any like in-depth technical information which could be used right now against the network, and also, you know, to promote some scam networks as well. So kind of need to take that into account. I mean, there is it's unfortunate that we have such a situation where, and sometimes we cannot say just 100% of things we want to say. But yeah, it's all in the code in that respect. But to kind of really explain things, we're just saving a lot of time to a lot of people who are not really, not really have an honest behavior. So this is just another aspect of that. And the first aspect is, of course, we didn't have time to really, formalize all that for the public view.
But why do we care about this scam project at all? So they're scams, and why do we think about them? If they are bothering us, it means they are reaching their goals. Why just don't forget about them?
Their goals is completely different from bothering us. They don't care about bothering us. They care about defrauding people from money, and I don't want to give them any tools to do that.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm also of the character that, you know what, just leave idiots alone. But when they're actually ruining not only the reputation of the word ton, but also actually committing crime, what I think is crime, at least it's moral crime, it has to be addressed. That's my personal view. Okay, anything else, Alex? Okay. Who else has a question? Ivan, come on. Nobody else has a question. Okay, I'm going to do my usual 3, 2, 1 in about a minute. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
There's actually one question.
No.
Will there be validator games after you figure out things with mainnet, and the validators will go to mainnet, and will they play games?
Mitya, I think that's for you.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
He's asking us if there's going to be any more validator games.
Oh, of course there will be validator games. It's just they will be like we cannot squeeze it now, so it will be later. But yeah, sure it will be, obviously. But we need to first do this distribution, depuls, finish the decentralization part. So.
And maybe I missed something. What is the estimated time for the first validator to go mainnet, and what will be the what will be the quell, or it will,
yes,
will
I already
depend on stakes, or
I already answered that. So I will
just missed it.
Sure. I will write well, you can rewind later, but I will write a post about that where the process will be described this week, and it will be during October. Like over the course of October, that the depuls will be like rewards will be distributed to depuls and to the validators.
Yes, sorry. I just have a lot of people waiting for an answer, and they don't want to move the video back. Thank you, Mitya.
Okay, who's got some more questions? None? Okay, let's go to YouTube. We don't have a lot. I only see, let's see, what, 1, 2 questions. The first question comes from Test Service. Says, can we limit the number of applications submitted to 3? Applications for what? I'm guessing this has to do with contests. We just discussed that, so we don't want to limit anything, and there's no way to do it. Next is from Ashutosh. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yesterday, there was a new proposal about SURF onboarding rewards. The question is, is the referral system already developed in Tons SURF, or is the SURF team developing it, will develop this after it's passed? Did that make sense? Mitya?
Yeah, it's not in SURF. It's a smart contract. So it's yeah. The smart contracts, the giver smart contracts we already have. So I think some of that will be developed once it's passed, but some of that is already developed.
Okay, and looks like we're going to make it within the hour for what? Well, the second time, because we only have one more question. This one is written into us from somebody that couldn't be with us. Says, when will the new, in parentheses, last depul contract be published? New last?
Oh, yeah, I got the question.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem, guys. Again, we need to be responsible. I mean, we understand that once we publish this contract, we will have these depuls deployed immediately on the mainnet. And all the validators that got the rewards will stake it there. And and these contracts are not formally verified yet. They're not even finished the review, and there are some stuff. So first statement, do not deploy the old validator contract on the mainnet, please. If you don't want to lose your funds, don't do that. Contrary to DeFi kind of movement, and I'm repeating myself here, unresponsible movement. And by the way, just today, $15 million, I think, was stolen from one of the famous DeFi contracts today. Yeah, I'm just saying, let's please don't do that. Like as much as we can. Okay, we have a process. We have a formally verified contracts. We have a process of formal verification. We have a team that works on that. Yes, it takes a little bit more time than just publish your code and lose the millions. Let's not do that. And that's the point. That's why we don't want to release this code right now. We will wait until guys from Proventa has finished at least the first step of their work, and that will happen in the beginning of October. And then we will of course release then the code. And also it will take additional months to finish the formal verification with the formal verification report. And that's why we will only give 1 month's lifetime for this contract, as I said, so we can replace, if any other potential problem is found, we will be able to kind of redeploy with the new code. It's a lot of tokens that will be stored, staked in this contract. So we're trying to make it, take it responsibly.
Okay. Well, look, I think we're done. I made the announcement about no foundation, so we took care of that. Unless anybody else has any more questions, not only did we make it in an hour, we made it in under 50 minutes. Oh, wait, no, one just came in. Will staking on Surf start after depool contracts get deployed or by the end of October?
Which is the same.
Which is the same.
Would it be on Friday or on Friday? Yeah. Well, it will be on Friday.
Well, we think better on Friday morning than we do on Friday night, right?
Yeah. And also, by the way, last time question by Ivan about the license VM opcode. So that's going to be published today. So you can read, and would be really happy if you guys give me comments on this. It's a proposal for tip 4, free software licensed on VM opcode.
Hi, Ron. Do you happen to have time for one more question?
Of course.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm Hector.
Buenos dias, Hector.
Buenos dias, Ron. How you doing today?
I'm all right, man.
I'm happy to hear that. Well, it's a quick question. It won't take you that much time. But I saw the news about the Korean sub-governance recently, and they're owning their own local contest, I believe, but I'm not sure. Can we do similar ones in Mexico?
Absolutely. Yeah, so that is sub-governance, right? So let me explain sub-governance and how that works. So obviously there's a global governance, which is all of us, which is the community, the members, and so forth. And what happens is everything gets stratified by functionality. So I'm going to repeat myself, and people are going to laugh at me, and go ahead and laugh. But I always bring up the concept of a city. You want to run a city, somebody has to run the traffic light, somebody has to run the school, somebody has to build the road, somebody has to do something. And when a group of active members get together, what happens is the most active members sort of float to the surface. And then they begin to implement things. They begin to create a idea and start donating their time and creating some kind of a working solution for a chat group. And what that is really the makings and the foundation of the sub-governance. So right now there's a Mexican group, right? That group needs to start growing and needs to, and the shining stars, if you will, of that group need to sort of float to the surface and start creating something and building some kind of a proposal on how exactly you see Mexican
okay, so with your experience, well, you know that basically Mexico, it's a completely different market from the European.
Of course it is. I've been there many times.
Oh, you're welcome any more time you want. What can we do? What would be like an option or like a strategy we can implement here in Mexico?
Well, it's hard for me to say. I mean, first of all, I think that educating people on what Freeton is and how they can use it as a means of a financial system is very important. I think in terms of promoting it as an alternative to the current state of of money, that would be my. I mean, I can't really do the thinking for you in that case, but I mean, if it were me, that would be the first thing I would do. The second thing is it can certainly help fight corruption.
Yeah, that would be the start, I guess.
Yes, because everything is transparent on the blockchain, so you can move a lot of services to free ton, and essentially it would all but eliminate the ability for fraud. I mean, I think that's huge, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is, of course, to promote free ton throughout all kinds of circles. We can start with a use case. Bring any kind of use case that you think might work.
Okay.
The network desperately needs them. You know, as the more use cases we have, the better recognition the network gets as an alternative to traditional means of doing business. So,
Yeah.
you know, we can discuss it individually later on. I mean, I have a lot of ideas, but I don't know that I'm in a position to dictate, right? I think I think that's actually how your sub-governance should be built, is you bring in the people who have those ideas and start implementing them. And then once you get to a point where that implementation is going to require some kind of a value in order to manifest itself, so you have a requirement for a certain amount of currency in order to make it happen, that's sort of the threshold at which point you actually say, okay, look, this is the plan, this is what we have, this is how much it costs, and we need to do it.
Okay, well, that sounds good to me, and we'll be happy to promote, and let's keep growth in New Mexico.
You got it, man. Absolutely. Thanks.
No
Love
problem.
the group. You guys are doing great work.
Okay, thank you, Ron. Thanks for that.
Hector, use your seatbelt, please.
Oh, I'm not moving right now.
He's parked.
Moving, but I'm stopped right now, so don't worry, man. But thanks for asking.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We actually did get another question while we were there. Is there just one stage of airdrop and all 4,250,000,000 tons will be distributed in one stage? Or no, dude. No, that's not the way it works. Somebody want to just describe the airdrop mechanics or the airdrop? Mita, maybe?
Yeah, there is no real airdrop. I mean, tokens are, as we all know, distributed through contests or through the partnership proposals.
I think he means when the airdrop happens after decentralization.
To whom? Airdrop to whom?
Airdrop mechanics. Remember?
Sure, but there is no like centralized airdrop. I mean, it's case by case through partnerships, subject to the again to the design of the partnership.
Right. It's merit based, so you don't just get anything. You have to bring something to the network, and so the answer to your question is no. There's not going to be 4.25 billion tons airdropped. that's not how it works. And then another gentleman asks, and what can I do to help solve the problem? Whatever it is, I will be happy to do it. Okay. Which problem are you referring to? Not clear on that.
I think, Ron, go to website first, go to groups, find which is more relevant for you, join the discussion. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Thank you for coming this week. We'll see you all again, same time, same place on Tuesday next. Again, don't forget on Thursday, there's a ZK Snarks presentation, and we will see you all later. Thank you very much.
Thanks, all.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.